Back with another one. Today I'm going to give you a quick review and a few of my thoughts on LongLegs. LongLegs is directed by Oz Perkins, who directed Gretel and Hansel, which came out in 2020, and The Black Coat's Daughter, which came out in 2015. Looks like he's sticking to his thriller suspense genre that he's known for, and LongLegs falls right in line with the others. So we got a few familiar faces with this one. LongLegs stars Micah Monroe, Blair Underwood, Alicia Witt, and Nicolas Cage. So to give you a brief synopsis of the film, Michael Monroe plays an FBI agent by the name of Lee Harker. Lee Harker is assigned to an unsolved serial killer case that takes an unexpected turn, revealing evidence of a cult. Harker discovers a personal connection to the killer known as LongLegs and must stop him before he strikes again. LongLegs actually had a lot of good things going for itself, and it had a few decisions that I didn't agree with, but I'll start with the good things. Michael Monroe does extremely well as this tense, uneasy, almost awkward FBI agent who is strangely connected to the crime scene that she investigates. Her boss, who is also an FBI agent played by Blair Underwood, is the warm, family-like, welcoming type of guy, and he does really well in this movie. Alicia Witt successfully nails her role as Micah's heavily religious, lonely, and awkward mother. And Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is completely unrecognizable in this movie. He showcases his range as he tackles the role of a satanic, dark, and twisted serial killer. I think they did a good job of not really showing too much of Nicolas Cage in the trailers. You don't really see his face like that or hear his voice. You gotta watch the movie to find out. I like that. So I like that this movie was told in chapters. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. To me, it adds to the mystery and the lore of everything. LongLegs really hit the mark with the suspense factor, so we get that dark tone, dark skies, nighttime shots, you get blue skies, you get that winter feeling. Everything just adds to that spine-chilling vibe that we love in these thriller movies. Right in the beginning of the movie, LongLegs capitalized on his fear factor by giving us a brief look at Nicolas Cage, basically from the neck area down. You don't get to see his full face, you can only hear his voice and get an idea of his motives and his mindset. That right there makes us more intrigued and more suspicious. And back on that eerie feeling, I liked how LongLegs always was a step ahead of his victims and the FBI agents as well. I liked how he left clues to be found just to get inside of their heads. And I also liked how LongLegs used a certain algorithm that needed to be decoded or deciphered in order to get a slight chance of figuring him out, if you can figure him out. Kind of like in Zodiac. I think they made good use of the score and also the atmosphere and the surroundings. So certain scenes were shot in a way where the frame, like the background, felt claustrophobic, and that just adds to the tension. So I think they did a really good job, really good job with that. So I won't fully dive into the motives of Cage's character LongLegs because I don't want to spoil it. I do not want to spoil it. But like I said earlier, Nicolas Cage is unrecognizable in this movie, and he does a really good job delivering his performance. Bravo. And I also like how the flashback scenes in the movie fueled the fire. Like they helped drive the plot forward. They weren't just there for no reason. Alright, so this movie was so close to being good, like almost. It was right there, but not quite, and I'm gonna tell you why. Alright, so my main issue with LongLegs, my main issue with this movie is that I think that the writers took an idea and thought it would be a strength, but it actually turned out to be the movie's biggest weakness. And it's ridiculous how close this movie came to being a good movie, like damn. But I'm speaking about the supernatural element that was added to this movie, and I won't say too much, I won't spoil it, so I'll make my point in another way. The trailer in the first half of this movie fascinated me because it seemed like it was grounded in reality. You present us with this thriller serial killer film, and it has so many good things going for itself. It has so many good things. You had the great performances from the actors and actresses. You had the tone of the movie. It was dark, it was eerie, and it was convincing. You had that fear factor too. You had the clues that needed to be decoded and deciphered in order to get a chance of figuring out how the killer was thinking. You even had the person of interest being a step ahead of everybody the entire movie. Like you had all of these elements that were realistic, and we were on board, like it was working, but you added an ingredient that changed the entire recipe. It's a completely different movie now. And then you added it so late into the movie that it didn't even really make sense. Like it took it from being a serious movie to something goofy now. It's silly now. You have to stay consistent. You have to do things that make sense logically. Even with Nicolas Cage's character, like in the beginning or the first half of the movie, the tone of his character was something completely different than what it was towards the end. Towards the end, it became like animated, and it's hard to take that serious. Like it became goofy. It became goofy. When movies drop the ball like this, I think I'm gonna just start giving y'all my factual opinion. You know, stuff that I think would have made the movie better. In my opinion, leave the supernatural stuff out completely. You focus on what was working, focus on what was good. Don't use the supernatural thing as a safety net to cover mediocre writing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had a good thing going. You introduced the supernatural stuff thinking it'd be okay because everybody loves it, and that made it worse. Like that completely destroyed the movie. Like, movies are good because the writing is good, not because you want to add this last minute safety net thing, throw this supernatural stuff in the movie and think it's going to cover all the bases and be like the icing on the cake. Like, you really just destroyed the cake. The cake was good at first. You were doing a good thing, but that last minute stuff, nah. And I'm a little salty too, because like I said earlier, this movie came so close to being good. Like, it was right there, but it just fell short. It fell short, man. Like, for me personally, this is a one and done. Like, I don't need to revisit LongLegs. I wouldn't sit and watch this movie again. But for those out there who haven't seen LongLegs and you're watching this review, if I had to rate and categorize this movie, I would probably give it a 6 out of 10. It's worth the watch. It just didn't stick the landing. And I got a quick fun fact for you, so here we go. The director of LongLegs, Oz Perkins, is the son of Anthony Perkins, who is most notably known for his role as Norman Bates in Alfred Hitchcock's 1960s thriller Psycho. Yup, so those are my thoughts on LongLegs, man. I hope you enjoyed the review. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you've seen the movie, please leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you thought about the movie. And I will see you on the next one.